Hello everybody and welcome to another Personal Picks, a series where I show how I build a specific role or archetype. Today I'm going to crank out that magical DPS as a blaster mage. With that said, let's start with ability scores. Using point buy will make Charisma and Constitution 15 for spellcasting and HP. We'll make Dexterity 14 for AC and then Wisdom 10 to spot our targets. This will leave Strength and Intelligence at 8. If you can't tell yet, I'm not afraid to have negatives. My party is there to cover my weaknesses. For race, we're going for Variant Human, putting our +1s into Charisma and Constitution and taking the Warcaster feat. For class, we're going to start off as a Hexblade Warlock. Yes, you heard me right, Hexblade. We'll get Wisdom and Charisma saving throws and get Hex Warrior and Hexblade's Curse at level 1. This is why we're taking Hexblade instead of, say, Fiend, a concentration-free way to add extra damage. We'll have 2 cantrips to choose from, obviously taking Eldritch Blast as well as Prestidigitation. We won't need a close-range cantrip since we're a Hexblade. We'll also get 2 other spells, taking Hex because duh, and Armor of Agathes. This spell sucks at low level but is actually pretty beast the higher you cast it. For inventory, we're going to take Half Plate and a shield as soon as we can. Don't worry, I'm not tanking again, I just want this cannon to be made of something sturdier than glass. We'll also take a spear and a wand for spellcasting. Zbashu, if I'm saying that right, recently did a video on free object interactions. Basically, picking up, pulling out, or putting away an object takes your free action, but dropping it takes nothing. We might have Warcaster, but that doesn't cover material components, so this is a good thing to keep in mind. At level 2, we'll get our invocations picking Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast. We'll also take Help's Rebuke for our spell. Go ahead, hit me, I dare you. Oh, what's that? I'm already using both of my slots for Hex and Armor of Agathes? Let's fix that by multiclassing to Divine Soul Sorcerer. At level 1, we'll get Favored by the Gods and Divine Magic, picking Good for Cure Wounds. We'll have 4 cantrips to choose from, taking Firebolt just in case we fight a Helmed Horror or something. We'll also take Minor Illusion, Message, and Dancing Lights. We'll also get 2 spells, taking Guiding Bolt and Shield. At level 2, we'll get Font of Magic and take Magic Missile, and at level 3, we'll get Meta Magic. We'll take Quicken Spell and Twin Spell and pick Spiritual Weapon for our spell. So the strat is simple. Spam Eldritch Blast with both our action and bonus action with Quicken Spell, occasionally throwing out Guiding Bolt or some other spell as needed. And once we run out of sorcery points, we'll still have Spiritual Weapon to weaponize our bonus action while still spamming Eldritch Blast. Now it's just a matter of seeing how far we can push it. At level 4 we'll get an ability score improvement which we'll use to take the Crossbow Expert feat. We're doing this for the second benefit, which lets us make ranged attack rolls within 5 feet without disadvantage. Not ranged weapon attack rolls, just ranged attack rolls. Rules as written, that means spells too. So why do we have the spear? It's a surprise tool that will help us later. I'd have used a clip from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but I don't want to get assassinated by Disney. We'll also take Mage Hand and Shatter for our spells. At level 5 we'll get Magical Guidance and take Spirit Guardians for our spell. We won't be using it as often as I normally would, but I refuse to not take it when I have access to it. At level 6 we'll get Empowered Healing and Melf's Minute Meteors. We'll have to drop Hex to use it, but it totals to 12d6 damage with all the meteors, meaning it does more damage than Fireball while being more precise. At level 7 we'll take Death Ward because you always should if you can. At level 8 we'll get another ability score improvement which we'll use to take the Polearm Master feat. Time to get raw in this bitch. Polearm Master says that you can make an opportunity attack when a creature enters your threat range while you are wielding a polearm. Warcaster says that when a hostile creature's movement provokes an opportunity attack, you can cast a spell instead. So when a creature gets within 5 feet of us, we can Eldritch Blast them away from us, and with Crossbow Expert, we won't have disadvantage when we do so. Anyway, we'll also take Mass Healing Word to do some healing on the side. At level 9, we'll take Animate Objects. It's another spell we have to drop Hex to use, but honestly, I say it's worth it. By the way, my favorite thing to use this on is silver pieces, that way they can hurt things that are affected by silver, like fiends and lycanthropes. At level 10, we'll get another Meta Magic, taking Empowered Spell. We'll also take Thaumaturgy and Mass Cure Wounds. Helping keep the party alive is technically another way to contribute to DPS. At level 11 we'll take Sunbeam. I swear I'm not trying to take more concentration spells, but this is a really good one for Quicken Spell. Not only do you get the first beam off as a bonus action, you can then immediately fire another with your full action. At level 12 we'll get another ability score improvement which we'll finally put into Charisma. Don't you guys hate it when I prioritize feats before my main damage stat? At level 13 we'll take Prismatic Spray. If we're gonna be blasting asses, we might as well be fabulous while we do it. At level 14 we'll get Otherworldly Wings. So funny thing, a friend of mine says that the free flying speed that Holy Soli and Durgenblurred get is a weak feature for a spellcaster. Their reasoning is that you could just either get some winged boots or cast the fly spell. So on the off chance that any of you actually agree with this bullshit, let me explain. First of all, you can't guarantee that your DM is gonna let you have a pair of winged boots, and even if they do, that's taking up an attunement slot that could be used for something else. And casting Fly on yourself takes both a spell slot and your concentration. That means that anytime you get hit while flying, you have to then make a concentration check to not fall out of the sky. Best case scenario, you cast Featherfall, costing you another spell slot. Worst case? Well, just remember. Squat, pray, leap. Ah! Touchdown. Also, both of these methods have a time limit. Otherworldly Wings does not. But yes, we can now rain damage down from on high like the god of destruction we were always meant to be. Just don't get rid of that spear. We won't always have the room to fly around in. At level 15 we'll take Sunburst because Spirit Bomb. At level 16 we'll get one last ability score improvement which will cap our charisma. At level 17 we'll get one last meta magic taking Subtle Spell for giggles. No sir, I didn't just cast Meteor Swarm, it just happened naturally. Lastly, at level 18 we'll get Unearthly Recovery. The fact that so many of my characters end up being naturally hard to kill must speak volumes about how often I expect my DMs to try to kill me. So basically, once we have Hex and Hexblade's Curse set up, we have 10 rounds to spam Eldritch Blast with Quicken Spell while still using our main action to cast other spells. Or, you know, spam Eldritch Blast. And once the sorcery points run out, we still have Spiritual Weapon and Animate Objects to weaponize our bonus action while casting other spells with our action. Or you could just, you know, spam Eldritch Blast. Also, our AC is pretty good for a full caster at 19, and an average HP of 145 ain't bad either. We're no Hill Dwarf Artillerists, but with Death Ward, Shield, Armor of Agathes, Hellish Rebuke, and 3 methods of healing, taking us down will be both difficult and punishing. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments, and I'll see you all next week when I make Talem from Soul Calibur.